the setting is changing. So the laptop is actually on a chair that is with something. Is it with a giant tub with a cardboard and then with a small stool, and then the laptop is on top of it. So it's a new setting because I understand that I don't look good. At the past live stream, I just like look down, and that's not how I want to be seen. So we change it a little bit, and here we are. And today we are going to talk about something that I personally believe without anyone else out there telling me what to believe. I just knew from the beginning that I don't idolize human. I don't have that. I don't have role model. I don't have someone to idolize about. I don't obedience to God. I don't do any of that because there is this sand around it that I am less than. I am smaller than. And I always picture myself, why would people believe this? Because the energetic is so thick that no matter what you do, you will eventually be in that kind of state. You know what I mean? That if you want to live in full potential of abundance of this world, the full spectrum of this world, you cannot fall any less than. And in religion, you have that so thick, or whatever culture you have, because sometimes culture also have ask for obedience, especially in Indonesian. We we are majority Muslim, and there are a high culturalization around being humble, being obedient, and being traditional in a way. So, and the culture is we instead of I. So the subjective, there's a pro and cons in that, but I want to share about the cons is that when you are so different from the people around you, the society is not welcoming you, just like how I did. I was so in my own zone that no one out there can understand me, and they include me in a weird category. And I'm like, I understand why you can't understand me, but I feel so alone because I am weird. I understand that. Then here's the groundbreaking is that when you understand that you are part of the bigger picture, there is no such thing as aloneness. There is no such thing as you are smaller than, because everyone is in equal footing. You and God is in equal footing. Whatever God you are serving, I forgot the word, but whatever God you are serving, there are something about you and them that is equally important, equally needed in the universe. And if one of you gone, if the picture of God is gone, there are some of reality that is dissolved. And if the person itself, is gone, then there also a picture that it's dissolved from. So the thing is that everyone has its role and purpose in this world because we are interconnected. So I see this. I was once asked a question because someone online triggered me to connect with the universe and just ask a more harmonic, coherence, understanding about what is this whole thing. And I see the world from the lens of this question. The question was, if God, if negativity exists, if war, sexual abuse, killing, abandonment, suffering, and all that stuff exists, then God must love it. That's why it exists. And I have such a strong denial about that sentence, about that conviction, because in one point they are saying that you are okay to do that. It is still not okay in the coherence and the harmonic of experience. If you choose to, it's not okay to do the bad things for other people because you feel like it will do bad for them. So that there's a different idea about bad and good around people's action. Because when a person do something bad, sometimes they don't necessarily think that what they did is bad, but eventually the outcome explained it to them that this is actually not something you want to do. But then, but then, just because you do something good doesn't mean that you don't have that negativity in you. So we are living in the world where what you, what side you stand on is not necessarily 100% of that thing only. You need to mix it with something that's probably not good. If you see a tree is growing its leaves, there are cells splitting in its process for the new leaves to grow. That splitting is the negative energy. So you are here with good and bad energy. And that in its all, you understand yourself and then you understand other people because you understand that you don't have the 100% stand on the positivity. Sometimes you need to do the bad things to let the good things grow. And that's why, like, when other things like the bad things in life, like what I just said about killing, about making other people suffer, making and doing the bad things in life, sometimes it's for the good things to occur. So going back to what we were talking about, and that being said, if the feeling of God, it's not something that truly true for you, and you still believe that there are that higher beings in the world, in the universe, then how do you actually incorporate the idea of their existence with yours in an equal footing? Because you have your role and they have theirs. And then I get into this idea based on the question that I have answered, is that no one here is higher than anything else. If you are higher, you are encapsulated the lower things within yourself. Just like the good and bad, the positive and the negative within your energetic field when you do something. You hold the two together coherently, harmonically, that they don't become so straight away from the things that create this universe. You essentially expand it. But in order to expansion to happen, you need to destroy some of it to make some space in between. So, and that's also what the higher being is doing. They understand that they are part of the smaller groups, the smaller beings, and they cannot deny the importance of these smaller beings' evolution because they exist, because they have gone to the face of the smaller beings. And they understand that at one point, you will stand next to me, you will hold your ground. You're not smaller than me. You just like your experience is a lot connected. It's a lot less connected to what we are currently having. We are connected more because in God, in perception of God, you are connected to so many people, your followers, because if you're just yourself, you're an unknown. If you make yourself known, then you are connected to more people. But also, you don't have to be the big people in the world or being God or higher being. You can just stay in your zone, and your spirituality, your spiritual connection exists for you. If you do something for yourself, it is connected to the spiritual connection to the other beings, no matter how big or small the numbers of that list is. So you are important. That being is important. We are equally important in this creation of the universe because everything is webly connected. Here, going there, going to the future, going to the deeper density, going to the smaller density, going to a really vastly different realm, space. Everything is interconnected in the way that you probably know and in the way that you probably don't know. So we are in equal footing. How do you feel about this live stream? Because I don't think I deliver it in the way that I perceive it, but I thankfully we already created a draft for you to read what I'm actually saying here. If you go to the description, you're going to find what I actually said in a much coherent way. So if anything by chance I don't speak clearly, if you don't know what I'm saying, there are a brief, a concise version of what I just said in the description. So until tomorrow, I'll see you.